Hey, what's up guys, it's me again and welcome back to my channel, Mayta What Ifs. Today I am back with a new story. The name of the story is What If Naruto and his family joined the Otsutskis? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. Now before continuing this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins 13 years after the Kyubi attack in Konoha Gakure no Sato, as we go towards the said village Hokage office, where we see a discussion was being taken place between Naruto, 13-year-old resident Jinchuriki of Konoha, and Hiruzen Sarutobi. What do you mean the fourth used me? Why would he use me to seal the Biju? Why did my parents allow this to happen? Naruto, this is more than hard for me to explain, but there's no but, JJ. I want to know who my parents are. You know, obviously. That is why the fourth Hokage used me. My life has been made into a living hell. I have the right to know. You have already pushed me off for quite a long time. Don't you think so? Trust me, Naruto. I want to reveal who they are, but I'm also following their wishes. I can't. As Naruto with narrowed eyes then got up. Fine, if you won't, then I will find out. From the Kyubi itself. Naruto, that is dangerous, said Hiruzen. I highly suggest that you don't, what, speak to the Biju? If you're not gonna tell me the one person I trust, then who else do I have to go to? At least he won't lie to me. How do you know that he won't? I don't know, but you have lied to me. At least you would tell me something to run with. As Naruto turned and began to leave, and stopped at the door, turning back. I trusted you. I really did. But not anymore. And with that, Naruto walked out, as Hiruzen slumped down on his seat, with his exhausted expression. I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Naruto. I've been trying to protect you, but if you're going to act like this and are going to contact with the Biju, I might have to use some force. Anbus, arrest Naruto Uzumaki and bring him to Yamanaka Ward immediately. As the Anbus did what they were told, as Naruto was walking outside of the office, he was grabbed by the Anbus and was brought to Inoichi's Yamanaka Center, in which people were being treated, especially shinobis with PTSDs and whatnot. As Naruto was placed on a seat, as both of his hands as well as legs were tied tightly there, as Inoichi alongside with Hiruzen arrived. What is this about, Hokage-sama? I want you to erase his memories of what happened today. It seems he is not ready. What? What do you mean by that? Said Naruto. I'm sorry, Naruto, but this is for your own good. I can't trust you with speaking to the Biju. I already had made a mistake when I revealed to you who or what was the reason. You didn't reveal this to me. It was Mizuki. Why are you doing this? I am doing this for you, Naruto. This is for your own good. As now we see, Naruto tried his best to break free, and Inoichi entered inside his mindscape. He put up a huge fight, but in the end, Inoichi was succeeded, as he was able to lock and suppress the memories of Naruto, at the same time also make sure that Naruto's anger was suppressed, as he arrived back into his body and took a huge breath. Inoichi, it's done. I don't like this one bit, but it's done. Neither do I. But he's just a child who should live in ignorance for the time being. He's not ready. And I can't risk him speaking to the Biju and them working together to finish the job. That is quite a terrifying thought. Kyubi can be quite manipulative. Yes, I know. But what they were not aware of was that Biju was hearing each and every word that they were speaking, and also at the same time was immune to the genjutsus of such level. They think that I would not have learned from my mistakes. After the kids wake up, I'm gonna make sure he remembers each and every word, as Kyubi, using his chakra, forced Naruto's mind to remember everything. As Naruto woke up, back inside his apartment where Hiruzen has placed him, as Naruto had a huge headache. Kid, do not speak out loud. It's me. As Naruto was quite shocked. You can speak with me through your mind. Just think of the thoughts that you wish to speak. You're QB. Of course I am. Who else do you think would be? Was that not a dream? No. That is reality. Your Gigi did in fact try to seal off your memories just because you threatened him that he would speak to me. As Naruto was heartbroken after hearing this, I trusted him. I trusted Hiruzen. And I know what he did. This is what happens if you place too much of a trust in a person. I will. You will what? I will not stand for this. He will have to answer. You think he will? Going there would just make him more suspicious, and next time he would do something much more drastic. Even if it means for them losing Jinchuriki and keeping you alive, that is what they would do. Would you rather remain as a cripple? No, I don't want to. Good. Then lay back down, and then act like you're sleeping, so that we can talk. And that is what Naruto did, because after hearing these words, Naruto looked around only to find a few shadows moving, making it evident that he was being watched. And so, after laying down, Naruto began to speak with Kurama. Tell me. I want to know. You want to know what? Everything. What happened that night? Who were my parents and why would they allow the fourth Hokage to seal you within me? I did not ask for this. Neither did I. And what do you mean, the fourth Hokage? He is your father. That is why he did this. What? I still remember each and every event that happened. I know you won't believe me. That is why I will show you. As the QB brought out its hand and a fingernail tapped on the forehead of Naruto within the mindscape, causing his eyes to glow as he witnessed what happened. Minato and Kushina both being happy at the birth of his parents, and then a masked person attacking, and then taking Kushina and chaining her up because she was weakened, and then ripping the Biju out of her seal, causing her to scream in agony. That shook Naruto. And then what followed suit was QB being immediately put under a genjutsu and used to attack Konoha. Later on, his father arrived on the battlefield with him. And then, QB seeing this, didn't want it to be sealed inside again. Anyone. So, it tried to escape. But in doing so, in a bit of a hurry, and the wrestling with the toad, the QB impaled Minato and Kushina. And then it stopped, shocked at what it has done. Before anything could be done, the deal has been made, and the Shinigami was already consuming their soul and sealing him within Naruto. As Naruto heard the last dying words of his parents, he was to be seen as a hero, and they were proud of him. As now we see Naruto standing there, looked down with a shock-filled expression as tears fell down. My parents. I did not mean to kill them. I know. It was this masked person. But why did not Konoha treated me as a hero? Why was I treated as a monster? Trust me, you don't want to know. But, knowing you and your curiosity, I have to reveal that, don't I? As Naruto nodded. Well, Naruto, that was because of the council. They wanted you to be trained as a weapon, the attack dog, so that they can have leverage over other villages. While you, or your Gigi, he made sure that you have a little bit of childhood, as miserable as it was. So you gotta give credit to Hiruzen where it's due. But, even along the years, he has begun to notice that you are quite strong. And that is why they're deliberately making you a little bit dumb as well as joke. Why do you mean by that? You're able to prank the envoys, shinobis, and paint the Hokage monument in broad daylight without getting caught. And then you ran away, escaping shinobis at the age of 13 without being a genin. Who do you think is capable of doing that? Anyone? No, Naruto, not anyone. You. You're special. You have extreme potential hidden within you. Potential that is untapped and locked away deliberately by them. I have to get out of here. I I don't want to stay here anymore. Are you sure about that? The world outside is quite dangerous as well. No point in hiding. I have to move, and now. Do you trust me then? Because I know you on your own would not be able to escape, but I will take us somewhere safe. I trust you. And so Naruto let Kurama take over his body, and suddenly in Konoha a huge burst of Kyuubi's chakra exploded. But by the time everyone was alerted, Naruto was already long gone. He, with Kurama taking over his body for the time being, was dashing at blinding speeds, already away from Konoha and soon crossing the land of fire border. Where was he going? Only one place where Kurama knew Naruto would be safe, the Uzushio Gakure ruins. As soon as he arrived there were a ruined building in which Naruto was taken and resided. He spent the night there, and the next morning Naruto woke up. He could hear river flows nearby. Where are we, Kurama? We're near the shores, in a long-forgotten village, Uzushio Gakure. Uzushio Gakure? Yes, it is the village where the Uzumakis resided, and I thought this was the only place where Uzumakis won't be disturbed. Since you are an Uzumaki, you are able to walk through the barrier that doesn't allow any outsider to come in. Even if it is weakened and outdated, it's still strong and capable of doing its job. I knew where it was because I have been here before, and that is why I brought you here. I see. Well, back in Konoha, Hiruzen was beyond pissed. I thought you said everything was working fine. And you, if you woke up at night and acted quite weird, you could have informed me. We could have taken drastic measures to make sure that he doesn't escape, at least. The boy doesn't trust me at all now. We have to make sure once we find him, I have to speak with him first, to make sure that we sort things out. And maybe you think that would work, Hiruzen, said Danzo Shimura as he arrived, cutting Hiruzen off. We have to try. He is their son, after all. A son that you royally pissed off. Now there is all left to it is him working with Kyuubi. And you know what they said. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. Meaning Naruto has joined our enemy and has made us the enemies of his and Kurama, the Kyuubi. As now we see, on the other side, Naruto was standing near the shores. What happened here? As Naruto saw a broken red swirl that was down there, as he picked it up. Why is there no one alive? It's because of what happened in the third great Shinobi War. What? In the beginning of the third great Shinobi War and at the end of the second, there was 3 villages that all together attacked the Uzushio Gakure. And because of that, many deaths happened. The whole village was wiped out. Kumo, Iwa, as well as Kiri joined forces to destroy them. Konoha, being their ally, tried. I don't know if they did though, but they failed. Why were we never taught of this in the academy? Why would they want you to be taught of their failure? They only want you to learn about their glories. Nobody wants you to find out about their failures, especially in this system. As Naruto was pissed, they deserve recognition. They were the allies, the founding fathers of that village, alongside the Senjus and the Uchihas. I know. I get that. And yet they spit on this name. I'll never forgive them for this. I know. While on the other side, we see that one being has been watching this all. Just by his luck. It was monitoring the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki and found out what has transpired. Being keen interested in the child, he has followed him here. Interesting. Should we take precautions or should we approach? Approach with caution it is, said the being as he appeared, materializing behind Naruto's. Naruto turned. Who are you? I am Zetsu. I'm here to ask you a few questions, Naruto. I do not wish to harm you. How do you know my name? It's because I'm gonna tell you the truth, so that is why I want you to sit down and listen to me first. As now we see both of them seated down. As it took Zetsu an whole hour to explain his grand plan and who he was and where from he existed all the way up until now and what he has done. Why are you telling me all of this? Because in a sense, I believe you're like me. What? What do you mean? I'm like you. I did nothing like you. You're like me, but in opposite. I am everything you wish to do, and you are everything I aspire to be, but failed to do so. You listen to the will of fire. I don't listen to even my master. Doing my own deeds in my own way, trying to make her free. As Kurama take over, you think I would be fooled, Zetsu. Freeing her would be making the end of this world. My mother has devised a plan. And that is simple as that. We're going to take the chakra, yes, but we won't kill anyone here. Human existed long before us. It's just a myth that people will die. Then why do people die with chakra exhaustion? Because due to fighting with chakra, they are also using their body. And once a body is reaching its limit, what do you think will happen? It will begin to break down. Not everything has to be chakra related. It's just that nowadays people rely too much on chakra. They might get weakened or nauseous, but in the end they get killed because of the toll that their body has taken due to the overwork. I never thought of it that way. Because you never think of it as an extension of power. You only think of it as people born with it, as they own it nowadays. Humans existed before the chakra was given to them. They would exist even after it is taken. They don't deserve it. You know that. Your father and my brother Hagoromo made a mistake. A mistake that I'm trying to rectify. My father made no mistake. But these people, they made it sure to make him look like that he did. Do you not agree, Kurama? Said Zetsu with a smile. Look, I have a backup plan. A much worse, in which many deaths will happen. But my mother, it has approached me and told me that I do not need to go to such drastic measures. Even now, she still doesn't hate and detest the humans. Wanna know why? Because her children, your father and your uncle, both of them loved them to some extent, not being aware that they were being used by them. And that is why, just because of her love for her children, she is willing to let them live. But she is royally pissed because of what they have turned their legacy into. But you're the one who did this, didn't you? You said so yourself. I have been sabotaging them. Trust me, I have. I agree to that. But is that all their teaching is worth? Think of it as a test. I was this test, and they failed miserably. I knew, and my mother knew, and even somewhat I believe Hagoromo and Homura knew that humans would become arrogant as soon as they realized that it could be a destructive and powerful source if they harvest it. That is why he went towards Ninshu. I being pissed at what they have done to my will, and their mother being pissed, I was also used by her to make sure that ninjutsu was created that would cause mayhem and chaos everywhere. But to the extent they would take it, even my mother thinks that it's quite far enough. So what you're suggesting is that we help you? Yes. Anything you want will be granted to you in return. As Naruto then took over, I want it now then, if you want my help. What do you want? I want my parents back. As Zetsu was quiet. You can't do it, can you? I can't, but I know someone who will, and can. I have existed since the beginning of the shinobi era itself, so I would know better. Give me a few days. Until then, I want you to remain here. Hidden. And especially away from the people who wear these cloaks. Black cloaks with red clouds. They're the Akatsuki, and their goal is solely to just take down the Jinchurikis, rip their bijus apart, and seal it within the 10 tails. What? That was our first plan, Kurama. Until Mother intervened and gave me the new techniques. All I need is all the 9 Jinchurikis working together with me. All the 9 bijus working and giving me the chakra that is required. I will be able to break her free, and then she will be able to take back the chakra by herself. Do you think the others will agree? Asked Kurama. Most of them will. I'm sure of it. And so, now we see Zetsu left. Will Naruto remain there with Kurama? What do you think, Kurama? Should we? It's quite hard to say. I mean, at one hand, I think it would be best if we trusted him. On the other hand, he did stated everything that has transpired, and him knowing that he was behind him, I doubt that he would be, well, giving us everything straight. It's a 50-50 choice, kid. A choice that is entirely ours to decide of what to do with. As on the other side, we see a few days passed, Kurama and Naruto were still on the run. While back in Konoha, Hiruzen was not getting any better. Any news? No. We have searched out the borders of the Land of Fire itself. The kid could have left anywhere. Damn it. We need to find him, and fast, Hiruzen. You know the drastic measures we need to take. Yes. Place him in the bingo book. But write down that he needs to be brought back alive. Hi. As now we see back with Naruto, it has been a few days and he waited patiently until Zetsu arrived back. With 2 coffins that were freshly dug out, as well as a mask in his hand, and 3 Zetsus standing behind him. What is that? Those are Zetsus. Do not worry, they have an essence of my soul, making it sure that the deal with the Shinigami is made. I have found a way. Using the Shinigami mask, I will be able to revive the 2 of them. In exchange for these 2. Are you sure about this? Time to find out, Naruto. And so that is what Zetsu did. He made the other 3 Zetsu sacrifice themselves, and, in exchange for their soul, Minato and Kushina's soul was freed. It worked, and both Minato and Kushina were revived. As they were standing there with shock-filled expression, wearing white robes that one wore when they were buried. What is going on? Kushina? Minato? As Naruto stood there with wide eyes. I can't believe it, said Kurama. As, after taking off the Shinigami mask, Zetsu then said in a weakened state, I need to rest. Kurama explained everything to them. As both of the man and woman were looking towards Zetsu before they looked towards this person Kurama, or the person standing in front of them being the 13-year-old, wearing an orange jumpsuit, and unshed tears held in his eyes, which were blue and glossy, and then there was the blonde hair. Dad? Mom? Said Naruto. Hearing these 2 words alone, both of them dashed towards Naruto and tackled him to the ground into a tight hug, while shedding tears. Naruto, you've grown. As Naruto cried, for the first time openly wailed like a child, hugging his 2 parents. And then he lashed out on Minato. Why did you seal the 9 tails within me? As, after hearing this, they were shocked, and Naruto explained everything in his sorrows what has happened to him over the course of a year, while he suffered at the hands of Konoha. Minato and Kushina were beyond royally pissed after finding out about this. I'm going to stomp there and demand why they did this to us. Minato, no. We don't have to go there. Naruto said that Kurama would explain this to us. So I believe that the 9 tails owe us an explanation. And so, QB emerged, taking over Naruto's body, and both of them were shocked at first, but when everything was explained, they were amazed at the same time, horrified that Zetsu was the same person who led them here and made their shinobi history, being a prominent part of it. And now, he wanted to take away the chakra, and the only one who can stop it is Kaguya. But can we even trust this Kaguya? I do not know, said Kurama, until the moon shone brightly on them, and a visage appeared. a visage of an old lady with two horns, but her skin was fair, but she looked ancient. My name is Kaguya Otsutski. I am the one that you call the rabbit goddess, and the one who is mother of chakra. As the two of them froze alongside with Kurama, before Naruto appeared instead of Kurama as well. I am the one who suggested this to Zetsu. That you too, if the kid wants to be revived as repayment, will be revived in this way. You two do not need to worry. I am not going to harm anyone. All I need is all the 9 Bijus gathered, and them agreeing to do a ritual with Zetsu. Nobody will get hurt, you have my word, as the mother of the sage. And once it's done, I will be freed. And once I am free, I will take back my chakra without killing anyone. You have me swore on my name on that. And once that is done, I will leave this world. And it will be safe from the other threats as well. You three can remain here and live a life that is normal, away from Konohan and away from everyone. That is true. But there's something that I would like to ask. What? Can you leave the three of us with chakra? Not all of it, but enough so that we can... I understand where you're coming from, child. I am not that greedy. I'm willing to share at least with those who have been wronged by these humans again. As Kaguya's eyes narrowed. What do you mean by that? That's who told you about me, right? Yes. He told me how you got betrayed at first. From being considered a goddess, you were considered a... Yes. Demoness. And by my own villagers, whom I stayed with for 6 years. They even killed my aides and whatnot. I would never forgive them for that. I still haven't. But the time has long since passed. It's time to take back what is mine. I will not have to make mockery of my child's teachings. And so, it was decided. Minato, Kushina alongside with Naruto, after trading for a few years for more than 3, that went on their own way to find the Bijus, while Zetsu was working with the Akatsuki as a backup version. One by one, the Bijus agreed, such as Fu from Taki, Gaara from Suna, and those from Iwa agreed immediately because they knew they would be freed and would be able to live a normal life. And then there was, well, from Kiri. It was quite hard because the Biju itself was freed, but once Kurama spoke to Isubu, he agreed finally, reluctantly although, but still did. Now all that there was left to was Matatabe as well as Yuki. These two are going to be the hard one. They have been raised well in Kumo. And so once arriving there, Naruto went face to face with B and Yujito. After explaining and bowing down in front of them, and telling them that if those two had a good life, what about the rest? They also deserve it, and whatnot. And having the same talk no jutsu work on them, they finally listened and gave in. And so, in secrecy, all the 9 Bijus and Jinchurikis were together, as Zetsu stood in center while Minato and Kushina watched from afar, making sure that nobody interrupted. In the end, when Zetsu gained the power, he freed Kaguya under the shade of the moon, which was brightly glowing. As Kaguya materialized there, as Zetsu felt weakened, Mother, it is done. I know. I thank each and every one of you, and I will fulfill my promise. Now, as Kaguya made a few hand seals, and immediately a shockwave, a white one, was released across the whole elemental nation, and once it died down, we see that the whole chakra was present in the form of a fruit in her hand, the chakra fruit. Here, Minato, Kushina, Naruto, as a small slice was taken off and divided into 3 pieces. Eat this. You will gain the chakra back. As soon as the 3 did, they felt the chakra coursing through their body again, while she consumed the whole. What happened to the Bijus? They remain within you as a second form of consciousness, but their chakra is now gone. I told you nobody would die, because I, over the course of thousands of years being sealed there, have finally been able to find a way around it. Around the methods that were extreme, that myself gave to Zetsu before, in a fit of rage. Be very careful with the powers I have given you, Minato, Kushina, Naruto. Do not become the tyrants that you detested, that I detested. And do not make me regret my decisions. I won't. I promise you. And with that, Kaguya and Zetsu departed from there. Well, everyone was now shitting bricks across the whole elemental nations because they found out chakra overnight has been vanished from not only Konoha but from the whole elemental nations, leaving them all stunned, and now ushering them into a new era. A era that they were not ready to fall into, and were now downright scared and terrified. And as Minato and Kushina, as well as the others who were in the Uzushio Gakure, decided to remain there, away from the conflicts of the others, as they witnessed newfound of amount of chaos being folded in front of them. I cannot believe this, said B. I thought better of Kumo, but they're the first one to start the war, trying to get what? Number one in becoming the strongest village? I can't believe this Aosama would do this. As one by one all of them realized that everyone was power hungry. Even the minor villages were now trying their best to upstage the bigger ones because they knew that they had been given and granted the chance to level out the grounds and fields now. As this was unfolding, the others watched. All the 9 Bijus turned into unconsciousness, and the previous Jinchurikis watched alongside with Minato and Kushina, happy that they were away from all this mess, while the others were thrown in it. Serves them right, I guess. Because Kaguya-sama was right. In the end, they are, no matter what chances or circumstances are given to them, would never change and would always be warmongers. Let them die out on their own then. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story of, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is it for the day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.